So tonight I was reading a Star Wars story to my kids to get them to go to bed. And I thought that since Ibrahim and Ruby were going to be in there too, I could record it and it would be like a little family night. And then put it on YouTube. That way it'll be there forever. Whenever my kids are older, they can watch it. They'll look back on it as like a good memory, maybe even though they're really young. Then maybe even their kids could watch it because it'll just be there forever. Well, everything that could have gone wrong, I think, went wrong. Amelia dropped a cup on her face. Brahim was infatuated with the camera. Robert just stared at the camera. They kept getting him to touch the book and look at the pictures. Everything just was not happening the way that I had envisioned it. And normally I wouldn't share a video like this with my family or friends because I don't want them to see like all the things that go wrong on my day-to-day life, or even if it's just something short like bedtime. Even though everyone has trouble with their toddlers at bedtime, I don't want them to see that I do too. But my family hasn't seen my kids in a really long time. So I still want to share this video. I still want my dad to see it, my stepdad, my mom, everyone that misses my kids. I want them to be able to see how they truly are, not just when I want to record them while they're singing or dancing or smiling. So here is my crazy night tonight, trying to read them a Star Wars story that I didn't even know one of the words in, and trying to get them to go to sleep. And Robert stayed up for like another hour, so it didn't work, obviously, even though Amelia passed out like immediately after the story was over, so that was okay. But here it is. Where'd I put the book? You see it?
On our bed.
Oh, here it is. Well, I wanted the book to be like... Well, move your feet, babe. You're blocking the light. A little bit of light is coming in. Yeah. No, you're not touching it, Robert. I wanted the book to be like in the picture, sort of like that, like right under their faces. I don't know if there's enough room now.
There's not.
Mom.
What?
These.
Lay
Amelia,
down.
you have to stay there. Stay there.
These cheese.
Okay. Can you scoot him higher so that I can put it there?
You want to be in this picture too?
Okay.
What?
Wait, what did you say?
Can you scoot him higher so that I can put the book right here where his face is?
And he wants to move.
Okay, that's fine. Here, put your body down and I'll put it right here. So this is Star Wars, the original trilogy stories.
Like matches.
Yeah, it matches your clothes. Hey, you gotta lay down. It's time for bed.
Okay.
Okay?
Where is the Star Wars?
Lay down and I'll show you.
Okay. Okay. Where is it?
Alright. No. What are you doing, Brahim? Stop. Lay down. I'm not gonna read it to you if you're not laying down.
Ruby, what are you doing? Look at her.
Okay, where's Star Wars?
I have the book. I'm gonna read it to you. Okay?
Okay. Where is the Star Wars?
Star Wars, the original trilogy stories.
Oh. Can you show it to me?
I will. Hold on. So these are pictures of the characters from the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, leave her alone.
Okay. Okay. Where is the next?
this one is called Escape Darth Vader.
Oh.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
Okay.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, and then you just
What's that?
picture.
It's okay. Lay down, guys.
Darth Vader.
It's time for bed. Lay down. Yeah, Darth Vader. Good job. Lay down. Yeah, Darth Vader. Good job.
Look.
Mommy.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, an old starship raced across space above the planet of Tatooine. Actually, I don't even know how to say that. Tatooine? Do you know how to say it?
Tatooine.
What? Is that right?
No.
Right behind it was a
Tatooine.
massive star destroyer of the Galactic Empire. Inside the fleeing ship, a tall golden droid named C-3PO rushed through the corridors, closely followed by his short blue and silver companion R2-D2. "We're doomed," cried CP. Baby, what? Here.
There.
"We're doomed," cried C-3PO as laser bolts hit their starship. "There will be no escape for the princess this time." The droid was right. With a loud clank, the Star Destroyer had captured the starship. And then look.
I don't think he's listening.
Yeah. That's a car. Yeah.
Not quite.
What? They have lights on it.
Yeah, they do.
It's a boat or car. Mom.
Lay down, you'll see it after I read the page, okay?
Mom.
What?
Mom. A boat or car.
That's not a boat or a car.
Oh. What is it?
A spaceship. The droids watched as the crew rushed past them and stood guard over the ship's doors. The starship was about to be boarded. The doors of the ship exploded and white uniformed stormtroopers rushed in through the smoke and started to attack. The droids tried to hide, but C-3PO cried out in alarm as laser bolts hit the wall next to him. R2-D2 beeped at C-3PO urgently. They had to get away before it was too late. You see?
Mom, where's cells?
Those are people, and that's C-3PO and R2-D2.
How long will this record for?
Forever.
It won't just stop it?
No.
What?
I would love to have that in my video. Your question.
You can edit.
Lay down.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing, Ruby?
Although the ship's crew tried to hold the door, they were no match for the Imperial stormtroopers. As C-3PO and R2-D2 escaped deeper into the ship, a large dark figure stepped through the smoke. He wore a long cloak and his body was covered with strong black armor. The stormtroopers quickly stood at attention and saluted the tall, silent figure. This was Darth Vader, a dark and powerful Lord of the Sith.
Punch me.
Robert probably hit you.
Darth Vader stood and surveyed the captured starship,
No, I
his
didn't.
mechanical
Won't hit
breathing
you.
echoing through the corridors. Now that he had captured the rebel starship, it was only a matter of time before his mission was complete. So we have Darth Vader, stormtroopers. Yeah, those are stormtroopers.
Let's all just go to bed.
Where's that?
Darth Vader and stormtroopers.
Match.
Uh-huh, like your shirt.
Ruby.
Okay. Look.
Hi.
Don't matches the hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it matches your shirt.
Matches his shirt.
And then this guy matches him. See?
Oh. And that guy fought.
Yeah, he fell.
Like,
Right.
I feel like you
Sometimes.
sometimes.
You ready for the next page?
Yeah.
You ready for the next page, Bear?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the confusion of the battle, C-3PO had
that?
I will show you afterwards.
What's that?
Let's just lay down, Amelia.
What?
You too, Robert.
I can see the picture, Mom.
Mommy will show it to you
So
when you lay
scoot
down.
down.
Better lay down with me. Good job.
Meanwhile, in the confusion of the battle, C-3PO had lost sight of R2. C-3PO looked everywhere for his friend and finally spotted him down a long corridor of the ship. A mysterious woman was standing close to R2-D2. It was Princess Leia, a member of the Imperial Senate. She
Yeah.
looked nervous. Leia bent over and put a disc into R2's domed head. The disc contained the secret battle plans of the Death Star, a weapon that Darth Vader and his allies in the Empire were building. As Leia quickly hid, R2-D2 beeped and wheeled over to C-3PO. At last, where have you been? C-3PO asked R2. Before the droid could answer, they heard stormtroopers drawing closer. R2-D2 whistled at C-3PO to follow him. They had to escape from the starship fast. Look.
What's that?
Princess Leia and R2-D2.
They're not going to break it.
Can you go?
Why? I'm having fun. What is the problem right now?
Go ahead. You're gonna be the one looking silly.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. And I'm gonna share this video with my mom so that she can watch you.
Okay, it's fine.
And Jesse.
Yeah.
And all your little girlfriends.
I don't have any girlfriends. Can you pause it? What's your hair?
Because Robert handed her the cup, but he dropped it on her mouth instead of handing it to her. Show me where it hurts. Right there. Let me see. Right there.
Ruby.
Right here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amelia. Amelia. Look at your lip. Look at it. You see it? I think it's bedtime.
There is literally
Pages.
no of the first story in the book.
How many stories in the book?
Like 15 or 20.
Oh, man. Come here.
Mom,
You all good now?
what?
You all good now?
Mom. My screen.
So this is the second one.
Let me see your lip.
Very cute.
Where? I can tell it's swollen.
There's only
Okay,
5
here.
pages left. And that's like counting each side.
Okay. Counting. Okay.
Mom, can you read?
Yes.
What are those?
Here you go, Bear. Look, it's you. Oh, look, it's you.
Darth Vader and his troops stood before the captured crew. The Death Star plans are not in the main computer, a trooper explained. Where are those transmissions you intercepted? Vader asked the rebel officer. What have you done with those plans? We're on a diplomatic mission, cried the officer, but Vader didn't believe him. Commander, Tear the ship apart until you found those plans and bring me the passengers. Hidden away in a corner of the ship, Princess Leia watched as a group of stormtroopers crept closer and closer to her hiding place. Princess Leia raised her blaster and shot at the stormtroopers. She refused to be caught without a fight. But as Leia ran away, one of the stormtroopers' stun blasts hit her. Leia was captured.
Hello? Here you go.
No.
Say hello.
The next thing Leia knew, she was being led before Darth Vader. Darth Vader, only you could be so bold, Leia said defiantly. She refused to tell Vader anything about the plans. She said she was a diplomat, nothing more. You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away, Vader told his soldiers. Darth Vader watched as two stormtroopers led Leia back to the Star Destroyer. If Leia didn't have these plans, who did? R2-D2 and C-3PO could hear the stormtroopers getting closer and closer. R2 whistled at C-3PO and explained why they had to hurry into an escape pod. R2 was on a secret mission for the princess and had to get off of the ship right away. Secret mission? What plans? What are you talking about? I'm not getting in there, C-3PO said. But a new explosion rocketed the ship. But a new explosion rocked the ship. C-3PO knew that if he didn't follow R2-D2 into the escape pod, he'd be caught by the
Are you
stormtroopers.
about to fall asleep?
I'm going to regret this, he said,
It's okay. Put your
as the escape pod launched away from the ship and toward the nearby planet of Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Tatooine. I don't know. When the escape pod finally landed, it opened up onto a desert. There wasn't anything or anyone for miles. How did we get into this mess? I really don't know how. We seem to be made to suffer. It's our lot in life, C-3PO said. R2-D2 beeped in response and wheeled himself away from the pod. The droids had a long way to go. They were now the rebellion's only hope to stop Darth Vader and the Empire's dreaded battle station, the Death Star. Their secret mission for Princess Leia had begun. And that's the end of story 1.
Until next time.
On what?
On Laura's.
Ah, she threw up on me. Give me a wipe. She's playing in it, babe. Give me a wipe.
Mom.
What?
There, get out for her into bed.
Oh.
Yeah, she threw up on me.
Mom. It's a baby food.
I don't know. It's nasty though.
Whoa.